Today we're going to be looking at how we can use the triangle inequality theorem to find possible side lengths of triangles. So the triangle inequality theorem basically says the sum of the two shorter sides of the triangle has to be greater than the longest side. So this means that xy plus yz has to be greater than xz, where xy and yz represent the shortest sides, which have to be greater than the length of the longest side. So let's look at some examples. If these were three given lengths for a triangle, I want to figure out if we can use these lengths to even form a triangle. So you take the two shortest sides, which would be 12 and 15, and you add them together. So 12 plus 15 has to be greater than the longest side, which is 20. So 12 plus 15 is 27, and 27 is greater than 20. So yes, you would be able to make a triangle with the side lengths of 12, 15, and 20 inches. Now let's take a look at letter B. We have 15, 20, and 5. Which of these sides would you add together? The shortest sides are 15 and 5. So we want to add these ones together and see if they're greater than 20. So 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 is not greater than 20. So because 20 is not greater than itself, you would not be able to form a triangle with these three side lengths. Let's take a look at letter C. Would you be able to form a triangle with side lengths 8 inches, 20 inches, and 9 inches? The two sides you would add together are the shorter sides of 8 and 9. So 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 is not greater than 20, so you would not be able to form a triangle with these three side lengths. Let's take a look at a different example. Given that segment AB is equal to 16 and segment BC is equal to 10, what are the possible lengths of the third side of the triangle? Write your answer as a compound inequality. First, let's start by sketching a picture of what this triangle might look like. So because we don't know the length of AC, we have to try all the different combinations. So let's first start by adding AB plus BC, and that has to be greater than AC. So AB is 16, BC is 10, that would have to be greater than AC. This means 26 is greater than AC, or AC has to be less than 26. We're going to do the same thing, but switch these numbers around to see what we get. So now we'll say BC plus AC has to be greater than AB. So BC is 10. I don't know what AC is, and that has to be greater than AB, which is 16. So if I subtract 10, I get AC is greater than 6. Our last option is to do AC plus AB is greater than BC. So AC is the one I don't know. AB is 16, and that has to be greater than BC, which is 10. To solve for AC, we would subtract the 16, so we get AC is greater than negative 6. So if we look at our answers here, we know that AC has to be less than 26, but greater than 6. So this answer doesn't really make sense. We have a length as negative, and lengths can't be negative. And this says that the side length has to be greater than 6. So numbers like 1, 2, 3, or 4, even though they're greater than negative 6, they're not greater than 6. So then that means our answer has to be in between these two numbers. So this means that AC has to be less than 26, but greater than 6. So when you're solving problems like this, and we're only given two lengths, these lengths aren't necessarily going to be the lengths of the shorter sides because we're looking for all possible lengths of what this side could be. So it could end up being that this could be a shorter side added to this one, and that makes this the longer side. Now let's take a look at a more difficult example where we have a triangle with vertices ABC, but now we have expressions that represent the lengths. We're still going to follow this same idea that we did up top. So if I have AB plus AC has to be greater than BC, all we're going to do is replace AB with x plus 11, replace AC with 2x plus 10, and replace BC with 5x minus 9. Now we're going to solve. So let's begin by combining like terms of x and 2x, which is 3x, and then 11 and 10 is 21. That has to be greater than 5x minus 9. So I'm going to subtract the 3x over, and that will give me 21 is greater than 2x minus 9. And then add the 9 over. That gives me 30 is greater than 2x. Divide by 2, you get 15 is greater than x, or x is less than 15. Now we're going to do the same thing, but change the order of the sides. So now I'm going to do AC plus BC is greater than AB. Go ahead and replace the side lengths with the appropriate expressions. Now we have to solve this inequality first by combining like terms. So 2x and 5x, that's going to give me 7x, and then we have 10 and negative 9, so 10 minus 9 is 1. That has to be greater than x plus 11. So I'm going to subtract this x over. That will give me 6x plus 1 is greater than 11. Subtract that 1. That's going to give me 6x is greater than 10. Divide by 6. We get x is greater than 10 over 6. 10 over 6 will simplify to 5/3, which is approximately 1.6666. Repeating. The last equation that we're going to use to solve would be BC plus AB is greater than AC. This would give me 5x minus 9 plus x plus 11 has to be greater than 2x plus 10. So you would combine your like terms of 5x and x. That would be 6x, and then you're going to combine negative 9 and 11, which is going to be positive 2 is greater than 2x plus 10. Subtract the 2x, and that will give you 4x plus 2 is greater than 10. Then subtract the 2. That will give you 4x is greater than 8, with an answer of x being greater than 2. So now we just have to take a look at our answers and figure out which ones make sense. So x has to be less than 15, but this says x has to be greater than 1.666, but also x has to be greater than 2. So how do we know which one of these I need to use? According to this situation, x has to be greater than 2. So that means we couldn't use a number like this because this number is not greater than 2. So that means that our answer for x has to be less than 15 but greater than 2. Now that we know how to use the triangle inequality theorem to find possible side lengths of triangles, we're going to figure out how we can list sides and angles of triangles in order by size. First, we're going to use a ruler to measure each side of the triangle to the nearest millimeter. Then, use a protractor to measure each angle to the nearest degree. The angle should add to 180. So I have a ruler right here with millimeters right here. So if you have a ruler at home, great, you can use that. Or you can also use the ruler and protractor that were at the back of your first semester handout that you can cut out. So I positioned my ruler to try to measure side AB. So it looks like I got it as close to the 20 millimeter mark here, and it looks like I'm right at 7. So from 7 to 20, that would be 13 centimeters, which you would then convert to millimeters, which is 130 millimeters. Now I'm measuring side AC, and because we're supposed to go to the nearest millimeter, it looks like I'm going to be at 122 millimeters. Now measuring from B to C, starting at 1 right here, and it looks like I'm going to 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters would be 100 millimeters. So the sides from shortest to longest would be BC at 100 millimeters, AC at 122 millimeters, and then AB at 130 millimeters. Now we're going to list the angles from smallest to longest, and I'm going to use this protractor to measure each of my angles. I've lined my protractor up to measure angle A. Based upon where this side is falling in between the measurements on the protractor, what is the measurement of angle A? It looks like that it's exactly in between 40 and 50, so we're going to call it 45 degrees. It definitely wouldn't be 135 because this is an acute angle. Now let's measure angle B. Now that I have the protractor measuring angle B right here, it looks like angle B would be pretty close to 62 degrees. Now let's take a look at letter C. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult just because my writing is kind of getting in the way of the protractor, but I'm going to go ahead and estimate this one as 70 degrees. So if we were listing the angles in order from smallest to largest, we would have angle A first, because that's 45 degrees, then angle B, which is 62 degrees, then angle C, which is 70 degrees. Now let's take a look at letter C. Describe where the largest angle lies in relation to the longest side. So my largest angle was C. How does that relate to the longest side? The largest angle is opposite the longest side. So if you look at my longest side, which is 130 millimeters, the angle opposite that one was 70, which was my largest angle. Now describe where the smallest angle lies in relation to the smallest side. The smallest angle ends up being opposite of the shortest side. So my shortest side was 100 millimeters, and then if you look opposite of that side, we have the angle, which was angle A at 45 degrees, which was the smallest of the three. So the investigation on the last slide will lead us to the triangle larger angle theorem and the triangle larger side theorem. So the triangle larger angle theorem basically states that the larger the opposite side of a triangle, the larger the angle. So if we look at this triangle, for example, let's say that segment XZ is the larger side. If XZ is the larger side, the angle opposite of that will be the larger angle, which would be angle Y. Now let's look at the triangle larger side theorem. The triangle larger side theorem basically says the larger the opposite angle of a triangle, the longer the side. So if we look at these three angles, let's say that angle A is the largest angle between A, B, and C. If A is the largest angle, then the side opposite that would be the longest side. So in this case, BC would be the longest side. So let's apply what we learned in the last slide to figure out which side is the longest in triangle GHJ, and then let's say how we can tell. So which side would be the longest? HJ would be the longest because side HJ is opposite the larger angle, which is 85. Now let's take a look at letter B. In triangle KMR, which angle is the largest? How can you tell? Angle R is going to be the largest of the angles because it is opposite the longest side. For letter C, we're going to list the sides from shortest to longest. So to find the shortest side, we need to find the smallest angle, which is 45. So if 45 is my smallest angle, the side opposite of that would be the shortest side. Then 73 is my largest angle. The side opposite of that would be my longest side. So the longest side is XZ. That means that the side that's opposite 62, which is going to be in the middle, is going to be XY. Given triangle ABC, measurement of angle A is 40 degrees, measurement of angle B is 70 degrees, and measurement of angle C is 50 degrees. List the sides from shortest to longest. I am definitely going to draw a picture of this one. Okay, now that I have my picture, we're going to list the sides from shortest to longest. So remember, the shortest side is going to be opposite the smallest angle. So the smallest angle is angle A at 40 degrees. So if angle A at 40 degrees is the smallest angle, then the side opposite of that is going to be the smallest side, which is BC. Then the longest side is going to be opposite the longest angle, or the largest angle, excuse me. So the largest angle is 70, so the side opposite of that is going to be side AC. That leaves us with 50, which is angle C, which is in the middle of the two. So the side that is going to be in between is going to be side AB. For letter E, we're going to list the angles from smallest to largest. So remember, even though I don't know what the angles are, the smallest angle is going to be opposite the smallest side. So which angle is going to be the smallest angle? Because 13 is the smallest side, opposite of 13 is angle G. So that means angle G is going to be the smallest angle. Now if we look at the largest angle, if I want to find the largest angle, I have to look for the largest side. So the longest side is going to be GE because it's 18 centimeters. So GE is opposite to P. So that means that angle P is going to be our largest angle, and then 14 is in the middle. So that means angle E would be in the middle. So for letter F, given triangle ABC, AB is equal to 10, BC is equal to 7, and AC is equal to 4, list the angles from smallest to largest. We're definitely going to sketch a picture to help us think. Okay, now that I have my picture, AB is equal to 10, BC is equal to 7, and AC is equal to 4. So now list the angles in order from smallest to largest. You should have chosen angle B, angle A, and then angle C. So AC is the shortest side. So if it's the shortest side, that's going to be the smallest angle. Then AB is the longest side, so angle C would be the largest angle, which means A would be in the middle.